Hard Rock CD album review. Hope everyone's doing well. Now, the album we're going to look at today is by the band Ratt, an American band, and this is their debut album, their first album called Out of the Cellar, and this was released in March of 1984. Now, I'll just read the tracks for you, the songs. We've got Wanted Man, You're in Trouble, Round and Round, In Your Direction, She Wants Money, Lack of Communication, Back for More, The Morning After, I'm Insane, and Scene of the Crime. And while we've got the guys here, we'll just introduce them. Let's see. Yep. There we've got Warren DeMartini, lead and rhythm guitars. Yep. There we've got Bobby Blotzer, drums. Stephen Pearcey, lead vocals. And Robin Crosby, lead and rhythm guitars. Now, sadly, Robin passed away many years ago, so he's no longer with us. And then we got Joanne Croucher, I think that's how you pronounce it, on bass. And we've got there's another picture of the guys there as well, so there we go. Yeah, so look, this album was an immediate success for the guys. As I said, their debut album, and it was a massive success for them. Now, they did release 3 singles, Wanted Man, which reached number 87 on the Billboard charts, which is not a bad effort for a debut album. Their second single was Back for More, which reached number 7 on the Billboard 200 charts. That was a very good effort. And number 12 on the Canadian charts. Now, the next single they released, it's called Round and Round. And this would be Ratt's signature song. This is a song that they're widely known for, and it's a crowd favourite. Everyone knows it, and it is an infectious song. This song will just stick in your head. If you listen to it a few times, you'll find yourself just humming it. It's a really infectious song, and the film clip for it is quite amusing too. The classic 80s music film clip, but yeah, Round and Round, that reached number 12 on the Billboard charts, and number 12. So Round and Round is Ratt's really big hit that put him there. Now, speaking of hits, this album, it reached number 7 on the Billboard 200 charts. So that is just a mind-blowing effort for a debut album. That is just fantastic. Yeah, and you got to remember, 1984, they were up against some big competition, with the likes of Van Halen, Motley Crue. You'd say Bon Jovi were starting to make a name for themselves at that time. They hadn't reached the massive success, Bon Jovi, they hadn't reached the massive success that they would obviously reach when they released Slippery When Wet in 1986. But Bon Jovi were making a name for themselves. And actually, Bon Jovi toured with Ratt back in the early days, so that would have helped Bon Jovi a lot. But it's in this album, it went 3 times platinum, so 3 million albums sold, and it also reached gold album sales in Canada. So just a remarkable effort by the guys. Now, on the front cover is it's hard to see, but there's a model there, and her name's Tawny Kitten, and sadly she passed away a year or 2 ago. And she was actually married to David Coverdale, lead singer of Whitesnake, and she appeared in many Whitesnake videos. But Tawny was, she was on the front cover of this album. If I remember rightly, she actually dated, before she met David Coverdale, hopefully, she dated Robin Crosby. Yeah, I've seen her, that just came to my mind then. Yeah, she was dating Robin Crosby for a while. Now, with Ratt, they were really good friends with Motley Crue. Now, at one point, Ratt was doing so well that Ratt was even outselling Motley Crue's albums. You know, that they were doing well, but Motley Crue and Ratt always had that friendly rivalry. That they never badmouthed each other, or they were really good friends. They would hang out together and party together, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, so they always were good friends with each other. Now, this is just a great album. It's a fun album. It's not to be taken seriously, obviously, and it's a really good album to listen to on a Friday or Saturday night. It's got the big choruses. It's got the great guitar riffs. It's just it's, as I said, not to be taken seriously. And in regards to the lyrics, to the words, it's nothing mind blowing. It's just your great hard rock 80s band and album. And it's just a really fun album. And, you know, for some reason, every time I listen to this album, I always picture what it'd be like down Sunset Strip. Now, Sunset Strip back in the 80s was in Los Angeles, and that's where all these bands, they would hang out and they would play at all the clubs. You know, Ratt, Poison, Motley Crue, Wasp, the whole lot of them. They would all play down there, and for some reason, every time I listen to this album, I just picture, you know, down Sunset Strip in Los Angeles, the 80s back then. It would have been an absolute great time. And I've actually talked to Gene about this, and we've made an agreement. Well, we've made a pact that we go to America. One of the places we're going to visit is Sunset Strip in Los Angeles, because I really want to go there and just see the places where some of them are still open, some of them are closed down, but the places like the Troubadour and the Whiskey that are still going today, just the nostalgia and the history dating back to the 1980s, where all these bands, that's where they first started off. So yeah, every time I listen to this album, I think of Sunset Strip in Los Angeles. Don't know why, but anyway. Well, I know why, because this band was from Los Angeles, so that probably makes sense. Anyway, we're getting off the subject here. Look, my favourite tracks of this album, it's pretty much nearly all of them. Every song is just... every song is just infectious in some way. It gets your foot tapping, and, you know, it's just a really fun album. Favourite tracks: You're in Trouble, Wanted Man, In Your Direction, Lack of Communication, Back for More, Scene of the Crime. So that's what we got. We got six songs out of 10. So it's pretty much the whole album. You can't go wrong with the whole album. So this was Ratt's most successful album. Their other albums were successful, but this one really stands out. And a very good fun album. And really glad to have this in my collection. Now, in regards to rating out of 10 for this, I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, it's just there's nothing bad to say about it. There's just nothing bad to say about this album. As I said, it gets your foot tapping, puts you in a good mood, and a bit of nostalgia going back to 1984. So there we go, the boys from Ratt, and they did an absolute stellar job on this album. Really great job. So there we go, Ratt's debut album released in 1984. If you can, I don't really say this often enough, but you know, I'm not telling you to go out and buy the album, but just, you know, YouTube or wherever, Spotify, you know, just take a listen to it. You might really enjoy it. I hope you do, because it's a great album. I can't rave enough. So there we go, Ratt's Out of the Cellar. So thank you for all your help. Thank you for all your support, and I hope everyone's doing well. And I will see you next time with another album. I don't know what I'm going to do. It'll be a pick of the draw. So it'll be something good though, I guarantee it. So thanks again, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.